welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through so many pieces of makeup that I have hit pan on. I mentioned to you guys at the end of last year that I'm going to go on like a low, no buy kind of thing for the first part of this year, just because I have so much makeup. And if you are new to my channel, and I know I have a lot of new viewers, I actually live in a legit tiny house, like a tiny house on wheels. We helped design it. I have a beauty space in a tiny house. I actually have a video on that if you missed it, but I need to really use up what I have or decide if what I have is worth keeping. So I have some makeup in front of me that I have absolutely hit pan on, and I can let you know my thoughts on it and if I plan to hit more pan on it this year. If you are new to my channel, hi new friend, I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I put out every single week. The first product I want to talk about is something that I actually have had since close to the beginning of last year, and I didn't even realize when I was pulling out all my makeup pieces that I actually had hit pan on this, but I have, and it's kind of surprising. This is my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Contour Palette. A lot of people also got this in Boxy Luxe. If you got this, I also gave one of these away when I got one in Boxy Luxe because I already have it and I adore it. I can't believe that I've actually hit pan on this. It's surprisingly not on one of the darker pans either. This is actually on the powder pan. It's on the shade Enhance here, and I use this every day. I traveled with this. I use it on the daily for contour and for the under eye powder for highlighting. I love this palette. So I was really surprised when I realized I hit pan on this and not one of the shades that I use a lot for contour. But I guess because when you think about contour, you probably only use so much of it, whereas powder, the lighter colors, I go all over my face. So I'm absolutely going to be seeing more pan on this baby this year. I am actually wondering if I'm going to be hitting pan on the color Princess Cut soon or Carrot, because these definitely have some divots to them because I, again, use it every day and I love it. Another product that I've hit pan on is another Tarte product. And this is something that I used every day for a while there over the summer when I was moving from the Midwest to Florida, and then I just kept using it over and over again because it gave such a beautiful finished eye look that took no time at all, and sometimes I'm lazy and I need that. This is the Leave Your Mark palette from Tarte. As you can see down here, there is a lot of pan on the color Shake It Off. This is a brown shade that I love to build my outer corner and crease with and have used it a ton. There's also a lot of divots here in the big highlighter and in the shades Encourage and Role Model. I absolutely think I'm going to be hitting more pan on this year. So I don't know if this is like a Project Pan video that I'm doing, but really just kind of telling you if I'm going to keep using it because this sucker is amazing. I've only used one other like Tarte eyeshadow palette that I really did not like. This one I really, really love, and there is another version that looks kind of like this that I'm really intrigued by because I know how much I like this formula so much. But yeah, I've absolutely hit pan on this. I am positive that I'm going to hit more pan on it this year because this is like a summer quick weekend look. This is something I can grab to travel. I really, really like this palette. Actually, I use this, I still brought this palette with me a ton at the end of 2018 when I was traveling to pair with other eyeshadow palettes because I like it that much. Okay, this is an OG BoxyCharm product for me, and this was my first contouring palette. I had never had like a full palette before, and I lovingly got one from BoxyCharm, and I had so much pan on this. And then when I traveled with it last weekend, I broke some of it, but luckily it was a shade I didn't use a ton, but you're gonna see even more pan on it because some of it broke. This is the Highlight and Contour palette by IBY. I have raved about this palette so much. And yeah, you can see pan up here, over here, over here, and this is the one that broke, but there was so much, it was the same as these two, so much pan on it. I used this a ton before I ever got this, so when I started reaching for this again to kind of mix and match colors, you know, as my tans fade, as I get tanner, I'm trying to figure out what's a better shade for me. I've always loved these highlights, and the contours are great too. Now, I'm concerned about the expiration because I have had this for a while. So what I actually need to do is make sure this isn't expired, because I can't really say I want to hit more pan on it if it is expired. I know it's definitely getting flakier. It's kind of like getting more crumbly. I feel like I got a lot of use out of it. So I wouldn't feel too bad about it if I had to declutter it because it's expired, because I've loved it so much and I've hit so much pan. The product that I recently mentioned in my 2018 best of inexpensive makeup is a little single that I don't talk about a lot on my channel, but I have used so much that there is an ungodly amount of pan on it that I'm going to be sad when this one goes, but I already have backups. This is a Wet n Wild Brulee single. I love to start a lot of eye looks with this, or if I'm working with a palette that doesn't have a good cream matte shade, then I can pop into this and just kind of do a base with it, or do right under the brow with it, because I kind of like to have more of a skin tone look to the top part of my eye. This is something that I have 2 backups of. I think I got a 3-pack on Amazon, obsessed, and look at all this pan. Look at it. I have to decide if I'm gonna have more pan on this year, or if I just need to declutter it. And I say that because I already have a backup for this, and this is kind of getting old and there's so much pan on it. This is my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is the OG that I have had in my collection, gosh, for so long. And I need to know, how long is this good for? Because I've had it for so long, and look at all this pan on it. I have so much pan here. I do have another one when they came out with more shades. I have the Sunkissed that has more of a red undertone, but this OG one here is really great for my skin a lot of times of the year, hence all the pan. But I do have a backup that I got in the butter collection. It's just not as accessible for me to use because it came in such a big palette. I had to depot it. And I just yesterday put it in a smaller, like, little palette to be able to use on the daily, because it was really inaccessible in a bigger palette. It was in a different drawer. I wouldn't think of it, yada, yada, yada. So I'm trying to decide if I should just declutter this so I can start using the other brand new one that I've not touched yet. I really feel like this is also fresher, because the other one is kind of been so old that it still is good consistency, but I'm just wondering if it's time to let this one go. How long are they good for? I gotta look it up. Butter Bronzer expiration date. According to their website, this has 2+ years of shelf life. So I could hang on to this and try to hit it a little bit more pan. I'm definitely getting to the part where it's like you gotta dig your brush over on the sides. So we shall see. It doesn't smell bad though. It doesn't smell like it's turned. It just smells like butter bronzer. Another product that I mentioned a while back, of an eyeshadow palette that I hit pan on a while ago, and I wanted to make it my mission in 2018 to hit more pan, and I may have a little bit, but this is the Studio Makeup on the Go eyeshadow palette. This is the Warm Up palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm a while ago, and this was one of the palettes we got. We also got a Cool Down that was a purple hued one. It was beautiful. I have hit pan up here on this highlight shade. I really, really like this. I even hit some pan right here on the center shade because I use this a ton. I traveled with this on my honeymoon. I took this with me so many places because it is such a great palette. I am starting a new Shop My Stash video series on my channel to help me stay on a no-buy / low-buy for the beginning part of this year. And it is going to be my mission to put this, along with a few other things, into my use this week, this month makeup drawer. So I can give you a better update about this later, because I remember adoring this palette. And I used it a bit last year, but not as much as I wanted to. So stay tuned. Something that I also mentioned in my favorites of 2018 is an e.l.f. blush. This is the Candid Coral blush that I've had a ton of pan on. I used this a lot in 2018, and I plan to use it a lot in 2019 as well. This is a really great blush for me. It's not too vavoom pink. It's got a nice subtle coral look to it that goes well with a lot of bronzers, and it doesn't compete with a lot of my makeup, where some blushes I always feel like compete with my skin tone. I really like this, and I plan to use this up even more. I'm just wondering when it's going to get to the point where I have to get, if I do want another one, get a new one, because I think I only had 1 square of pan before. Now I'm down to 2. Getting my big blush brush in there is going to get a little bit more complicated, so we shall see. I hit pan on this the same year I got it, and I'm not sorry. It just made me look like a glazed donut in life, I'm sure. But my OFRA Rodeo Drive highlighter had a tiny peak of pan on it last year, and this year I have even more. I'm in a whole different quadrant of it all, because, you know, it's that serious. You have to take your brush in very covert maneuvers to make sure you're kind of getting a even spread on this baby. But at first I had just a little peak of pan down here, and now I have a bigger peak of pan up here. I'm trying to make sure I go to the outside of the pan as well, but it's hard to go through highlighters, especially when you get so much product. This is a good amount of product, but this is one of my favorite gold highlighters. I was introduced to OFRA by BoxyCharm, and I'm obsessed with this. I'm gonna keep using this baby up, and then once I finally do use this whole baby up, I'm gonna buy a new one because they have better cases, and this is hard to travel with. But it is doable. I wrapped it in a washcloth to travel with it so it wouldn't break. Something new to add to my pan collection is a powder foundation. I got this last year and really gravitated to it a lot when I don't want a big muss, big fuss on my face when I'm like doing my 20 zillion steps of makeup, when I just need something light for coverage for foundation and go. This is my Pure 4-in-1. This is a golden medium color, and I've hit a lot of pan on this year. And this is even kind of good for touch-ups too, because I've said before, my nose breaks apart because of puppy kisses, face touching, all the things. You could even just pop into this, go over, even if you have a full face of regular foundation. I would use this on weekends just with like a big fluffy brush and just kind of pack it in and put it all over my face and go. It gives you a great medium-ish coverage. You can build it up even a little bit more than medium, but I wouldn't say it's like super full coverage by any means. But I love this, and I'm for sure gonna finish this up this year. Another powder that actually broke in one of my last travels, but I hit so much pan on it before, is it's in a baggie because I knew it was gonna get messy, my Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. I am an oily skin girl, so I know my oily skin sisters know when you lose a powder to a crushing situation, your heart's a little broken. So I actually have repurchased this already because I didn't know if putting some alcohol in it and repressing it would compromise it at all. I wasn't sure, and it's really messy right now. But I hit so much pan on this before it broke. I think I was pretty much, you saw so much center on this because it's amazing, and absolutely I'm gonna keep using it, and I'm gonna see what I can use. I don't know what I should do with this. Is this fixable? I don't know, but I did buy a backup because it's that good, and I plan to hit pan on that baby too. The next product I'm gonna talk about is an eyeshadow palette that is known to be excessively large. So the fact that I have hit pan on one of the areas is kind of shocking. What's up, Jaclyn Hill palette, the OG palette. I used this palette a lot when I first got it, and there are a lot of colors here that you could go into, but obviously I get a lot of eyeshadow palettes from BoxyCharm and a lot of other things, so I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna hit pan on this. Oh yeah, baby, right here. It's a small victory that I will take, that I hit pan on the Jaclyn Hill palette that is as big as my head. I mean, look at it. It's effing huge, bigger than my head, even with all my hair. Yeah, the fact that I've hit pan on one of them makes me kind of excited. I used to hate hitting pan on eyeshadow palettes that I loved because I was like, no, I'm one step closer to it being gone. But in reality, that just means you're getting your money's worth of something that you paid for that you want to love. So why not actually use what you love and get your money's worth, you know? I really do like this palette. I do need to put this back in my rotation because I was trying so many BoxyCharm palettes and so many other things this year that I love this a lot through spring and the beginning of summer, and then I was trying a lot of stuff. So I need to add this back into my rotation too, but stay tuned for a Shop My Stash series coming to you very, very soon. I don't even know, there may even be more stuff in my huge collection that I don't even know if I've hit pan on, but these are the things that I reach for constantly that I am excited to either use up or decide if it is expired. I don't know. But I have loved every bit of this, and clearly if you're hitting pan on it, you like it enough to use it, right? Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have makeup products that you've hit pan on, tell us below, because that means you love it so much that that's a high recommendation. Is there a higher recommendation in the beauty community other than hitting pan? I don't think so. If you are new to my channel, I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I put out every single week.